Very good morning to you. Watching the Channel M Breakfast Show on Monday, the 6th of April. I'm Nicky Dean.
And I'm Byron Evans. I'm having a bit of a giggle on this morning's programme because there's a report out in the paper suggesting that we're not laughing as much here in the North West, specifically Manchester, because of the credit crunch. It's taken a big bite out of our humour and we're not having a good time. So we've decided to defy that, Nicky Dean.
Oh, yes, we have. So we've been asking you to email in with funny stories or jokes. We had quite a few this morning, haven't we?
Pretty much all of them we can't read out on the breakfast show because of the time of day. But I'm going to try this one. It's slightly random. I'll take it slow, OK? A man and a woman in bed. Next door's dog is barking. That's it, I'm going to sort this, said the bloke. He returned 20 minutes later, but the dog was still barking. Thought you were going to sort it out, she said. I put the dog in our yard, see if he likes it. I
don't know if I get that. Does it mean maybe that he likes their garden better?
Maybe.
Is it a reference to the doghouse being put in the doghouse?
That's from Anonymous, who decided... But I think I understand why you didn't put your name on it.
Thank you for getting in touch. So we had one a little bit earlier as well. You might like this one. Jonathan Ross has been arrested for stealing kitchen utensils. When told about the possible consequences of his actions, he said, "It was a risk I was willing to take." You like it?
That's quite good.
Risk, you know,
I've got one for you. Why did the baker smell?
I don't know.
Because he needed a poo.
That's not right. Why were his hands brown?
Because he needed a poo.
Because he smells.
Yeah.
OK, either or. You've been laughing about that for about the last 15 minutes, haven't you? I've got one more for you as well. If you weren't watching a bit earlier, you won't have heard it, but it's a nice, cute one. The children will like it. What sort of bees make milk? Boobies! Yay! There you go. Tell your friends. Hey! Have a little laugh on us this morning.
We're all morning, every morning. In a few minutes, all the latest sports news with Mike Bradley. But first, let's get the latest news headlines with James.
Good morning. Here are the main headlines so far this Monday. A hospital has said sorry to a terminally ill gran for sending her home after both their X-ray scanners broke down, meaning they couldn't diagnose her brain tumour. Health campaigner and nurse Pat Morris was sent to Wythenshawe Hospital for a CT scan by her GP when she started suffering from fits. Doctors told her to go back in 3 weeks, but the 68-year-old decided to pay for a private checkup, which resulted in her getting an emergency course of treatment. At least 20 people, including 4 children, are reported to have died in a large earthquake in Italy. Homes have been destroyed and cars covered in rubble. The tremor measured 6.3. There are reports of widespread damage in the medieval town of L'Aquila. More parents than ever are now entitled to ask for flexible working arrangements. Changes in the law have come in that mean anyone with children under 18 can ask for time off to spend with their families. Up till now, it's only applied to those with youngsters under 6. It's estimated around 10 million people will benefit. They could also get an extra 4 days off a year in holiday entitlement. Work starting on a £600 million upgrade of Manchester's tram system. Several stops in the centre of the city have been closed and shuttle services will be running for the next 5 months. Hundreds of people were forced out of the print works in the centre of Manchester because of a fire last night. Part of the building was evacuated at around 6:20. Emergency crews were called to a blaze in the second-floor kitchen of the Café Rouge restaurant. The gym above it also had to be emptied and remained closed for the rest of the evening. Nightclub bouncers have staged a march through Manchester to protest over their working conditions after the death of colleague Mohammed Kaleem Rafiq. He was stabbed to death in Rush Home. A large group, including members of his family, gathered at Exchange Square to call for extra protection and to raise awareness of the dangers that they face.
I spoke to Kaleem's dad, and who said to me that my only son, his only son, got murdered, and I hope that will teach you a lesson.
We want to stand side by side with the security people across Manchester. They've got an extremely difficult job, and we're going to stand up to any violence in Manchester. This is not Chicago. We don't want any mobsters in this city, any mobsters that cause problems. We want the courts to bring them to justice. So we've got the police, the council, community in Manchester and all these security people. We're going to stand by side, and obviously I want to express the condolences of the council to the young guy that was murdered. It's obviously going to be a court case, but it's a great turnout here tonight. People shown their respect and also that they're going to stand up to any violence in our city.
Well, Manchester's always been renowned as one of the safest cities in the country, This incident last week was an isolated incident and it did happen outside the city centre, but we take very seriously concerns being raised by the door staff in Manchester, and we want to listen to the concerns being raised, and we want to work with the door staff, with the police, the council and the door staff to try and find the right solutions for these problems they're facing.
5 men have been charged over Kaleem Rafiq's death. The men, who are all from Longsight, have been charged with murder and attempt to murder. 4 other men who were arrested have been released on bail. A memorial to 80 Greater Manchester police who've died on duty since 1819 will be revealed later. Chief Constable Peter Fahey will be at a special ceremony for it at the Police Museum on Newton Street. He'll join some relatives of those who've lost their lives. A policeman based in Wigan has been given a special award for his courage and bravery. PC Paul Hollywood's been awarded the High Commendation for pursuing a masked gang with a colleague through Bolton. It came out later that they'd robbed a shop in West Horton. They were tracked by the Force helicopter to a house where they were arrested by armed officers. Plans have been made public for a multi-million-pound revamp of Bolton train station. Sketches of how the new entrance, ticket hall and concourse will look after the £4 million programmes completed next year have been revealed. Platforms will also be improved and there'll be new CCTV cameras. Work's due to start later in the year. A festival has taken place in Chorlton to try to show families how they can go green better. The aim of the event was to make sense of all the different advice that's given out on being more environmentally friendly.
The idea of the festival is to talk to people about living a more sustainable lifestyle, but in a fun context. We wanted to celebrate all things local and green in Chorlton and to showcase some of the really amazing work that's already going on here. We've got lots of information on how to save energy, from bicycle repairs to how to get involved, how to volunteer in your local area, energy efficiency, biodiversity. If you want to have green nappies, even a workshop on how to bring up your kids in an ethical way.
That's it from me for this morning. I'll be back with the Channel M lunchtime news at 12 noon, and Andy Crane's here from 5 tonight with all the day's main news. Now, though, here's Byron and Mike with the sport.
Back page is dominated by Manchester United as they asserted their dominance in the Premiership by taking top spot in the league, courtesy of this young man. Match of the day is the headline. Very clever play on Federico Machado.
Federico.
His debut.
His debut, not bad. 17 years of age, nicknamed Kiko, signed from the youth side at FC Lazio. Unbelievable talent. His first touch, we saw the goal earlier, was out of this world. We'll be showing highlights again at 5 o'clock. You know, when United need to actually step up the pace, they can do, can't they? 2-1 down with 10 minutes to go, needing a win to go back. Otherwise, they're going to hand the title to Liverpool. It looks like, really, a third consecutive defeat. I can't remember the last time that would happen for United. Certainly not in the Ferguson era. But then again, Ronaldo comes up for 2-2, and that young man, Mac the Knife, as they're calling him in some of the papers today, made it 3-2. So United back on top. Your boys falling quicker than a stone. Unbelievable.
Yeah,
We've
absolutely. The Arsenal that they've got, Sir Alex has got to pick from is just incredible, really. The range of talent.
I mean, strength and depth. I mean, many people wake up this morning had never heard of the young man who scored the winner. So it just goes to show the conveyor belt Ferguson. Not only is he picking up the best talent in this country, also picking up the best talent from the continent as well, which is something formerly only Arsene Wenger's had to do. But now Fergie's doing it. It looks like the title's coming back to Old Trafford.
Well, here's a young man that many people will have heard of. And if I remember correctly, Mike, you said you wouldn't take Andy Murray seriously until he wins a Grand Slam.
Well, it's his third Masters win so far in his career, but beating Djokovic 6-2, 7-5 is probably his biggest career win to date. And we did say a couple of months ago he would win a big one this year. I didn't think it would come so early. I thought he'd win Wimbledon. But unbelievable, in the Miami heat, it was about 120 degrees or something ridiculous in the middle of the court. He's 5-2 down in the second set, and he won the next 5 games to win 7-5. So unbelievable. We've bigged him up for the past few months, really. We do have a skit at him occasionally, but unbelievable talent.
Well, it's not a Mickey Mouse tournament. I mean, it was the Lipton Masters before, now it's the Sony Ericsson one. Right. And people, they do label it as the 5th Grand Slam.
Absolutely. So it is his biggest win today, and he just keeps getting better and better, so fair play to him.
Yeah, absolutely. OK, let's talk about other back page stories and gossip.
Yeah, Paul Casey won his PGA Tour maiden victory yesterday, beat JB Holmes in a playoff in Houston. He needed just to par his last hole, and he didn't. He bogeyed it. So that set up a last hole, a sudden death playoff. JB Holmes found the water with his drive, so all Casey had to do was par to win, which is what he did, and that's his first victory on the tour, so well done to him. Paul Casey, one of the likeable guys, a bit more likeable than Andy Murray. Andy Murray's not everybody's cup of tea, but Paul Casey is one of the good guys of British golf.
US Masters starts on Thursday, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
So,
Tiger's the favourite.
Yeah, all eyes will be on Tiger.
Just say, if Mark Pearson's watching, he does owe me some money because he put a bet on for me, 25-1 each way on my will, came in third, so I think I'm going to give that to charity.
Ah, yeah, between you and Nicky, we're doing all right for these charity bets. OK, Frank Ribery.
Frank Ribery's been linked, not with a move to Manchester City, but with a move to Old Trafford this morning, so Ferguson looks like he's going to outbid... I don't think he's going to have to outbid Manchester City, I just think he can sell the club better than Mark Hughes, but Manchester City fans, don't worry, they were being linked with a move for Thierry Henry. This morning, the big name to be linked with them is Samuel Eto'o, and having seen Samuel Eto'o play for Barcelona 3 weeks ago, there is no way on God's earth he will come to Manchester City.
Right. Well, it's just another day, another fantastical story.
Who haven't we linked with City? Samuel Eto'o. Let's put him in the frame.
Anybody. Pele's coming next week. Coming out of retirement especially. Glossop. North End FC pulled off an incredible victory at the weekend. And, well, they've been the stars for us on this morning's show.
They have. We'll look at it in two parts. First of all, it was the FA Vase semi-final second leg against Chalfont St. Peter. The first leg finished 3-3. Here's what happened up to and including extra time.
Long looking for Hodges. Get it back here. It's a good-looking ball. What a chance this could be in the opening stages. What a start for Glossop. The Hillmen are in heaven. And it's Rick Bailey to give Glossop North End an incredible start and an incredible lead. Opportunity for John Carroll to swing this in. Use the wind for those red shirts to attack this ball inside that Glossop penalty area. There's plenty forward in red. And it comes, it's not a bad delivery. There's a collision, it's in! It's in through Lewis. But there is a massive coming together between goalkeeper and defender. Hodges. Terrell Lewis was right there. Luxton's header, only fine Tasker. Just to switch it out towards Ben Stack. Tasker's got his arm up, Stack goes for goal. Keeper's fumbled it, and it's in the back of the net. Chalfont St. Peter take the lead in this second leg for the first time. What a time to score now. It's not a bad delivery. It's scrappy, the keeper comes. Back in it goes, it's pushed away, and over the bar it is by Rick Bailey. And it comes, it's deep, it's back across the face, it's in! It's in! Unbelievable! Just look at the scenes! Can you believe this?
On the pitch, they think it's all over. Not quite.
It wasn't quite. It went to penalties because they were locked 5-5 on aggregate after the two legs. The penalties were locked at 5-5 when this happened.
Togwell. He's had a good game in midfield. And a brilliant start from Gotham. That's a fine save. So Rick Bailey put this away. And you go into Wembley, he scored the first. He scored here! The dream is still alive for Glossop North End. When he was so very nearly taken away from them.
And Glossop North End FC will take on Whitby at Wembley on May the 10th in the FA Vase final. Fantastic achievement. All the very best of luck. And young Ashley Gotham, we doff our cap to you. Sir.
Ashley Gotham, do you know what his nickname is?
Go on.
Ash. They've got to get a better one than that. They've got to get a better one than that.
Just ever so quickly, we're out of time, but thankfully, Salford City Reds picking up some much needed points.
Carnegie, well, it was Carnegie Cup, actually, and they weren't given a snowball in hell's chance of going there. They won 22-18, a try, 3 minutes from time. And also, congratulations to Oldham. We had the manager in a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. 60 points to 30 to beat Lesignan Kirby yesterday, so good luck for them. Good stuff. More sport on tomorrow's breakfast show with Mr. Bradley. And after the break, ideas for Easter and a West End star who'll be performing live in the studio.